Alright, my goal today is to make people take a break in what they're doing to watch me. I need to be better than a doom scroll. How do I do that? I don't know. But I think the best way to do that is to be loud, to be excited, and to be happy. Oh my gosh, I'm so happy. Is that how it works? Ew. Nasty. Okay, dude. Let's see. I'm trying to manage Twitch right now, so whatever. Hey, how you guys doing? It's your boy Seiji. We're back for another live stream. So, I have different titles on every platform I'm streaming on right now. They're all kind of relevant, but I think Twitch is the best. Let's see. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to do. How's it going? I hope you're doing good. Just chilling. I have to fold my laundry. All right. Okay. I wanted to come on here and just say something. I think I forgot what I wanted to say, so you can help me figure out what to say. You know, I went fishing in Alaska for 3 weeks. This was like a year ago though, but it was actually like one of the best experiences I've ever had in my life. Do you want to hear about it? Fishing in Alaska, being a good experience. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? Like it was like a deep life-changing experience. Life-changing? Okay, I wouldn't say it was life-changing, but it definitely helped put perspective in how I digest challenging experiences. So you know what? Yeah, it's fairly life-changing, I'd say. Drink water because yeah, I was in Alaska. Okay, this is not like an endorsement or whatever, but I've had a hydro flask since I was in high school, and then like maybe after like 5 or 6 years of digging this thing and beating it up and using the heck out of it, I lost it. And I will say, like, it was a pretty big loss. I was really connected to this friggin' bottle. Sorry, this is a totally different topic, but what I'm realizing, like, looking back, was just I actually really hated it. The hydro flask. Essentially, what ended up happening was I got like a third-party lid because like the flow was better. You know, hydro flasks, their like lids are like this big or that wide. And I just like never really appreciated the flow of the water that happened when I tried to, pour water. So like, I really loved going to track practice, and there was like those squeezed Gatorade bottles that my school had, and we would just share that, and It was like, yeah, it's water flowing directly into the mouth, no minimal spillage. But then, after losing my Hydro Flask and losing that amazing third-party lid, I tried going back to Hydro Flask, and dude, I just hate their lids. I hate it. Oh my gosh. So like, for my second one, I went with the wide lip, and then I used like the T kind of spout one. Dude, it's a pain in the butt to clean. It's terrible to clean. It's terrible to put on and take off, and the flow is terrible. Of course, like you kind of just want to sip your water or sip your tea or sip your coffee, but like, dude, because like just just how coffee is, right? It makes things smell bad. And so like taking apart this lid, which is like so many more pieces than it should be, ended up just, it's not that fun. So that is when my brother introduced to me Owala, just because the Owala bottle, how it's like it's pretty much a mainstream thing, and it's really interesting how that happens when there's like a mainstream bottle. Like Stanley was like a huge phenomenon, right? And now Owala is like one of those. But when my brother got an Owala bottle because he's mainstream, his wife is really into that stuff. And then so what ended up happening was I looked at it and I checked it out, and then I was like, oh yeah, it's a nice water bottle. And then my brother bought my wife one, at the time my fiance. And then I was like, I had more access to an Owala bottle because it was my fiance's, and so I would like occasionally ask for water. But dude, so if you don't know what an Owala bottle is, this is like one of those things I'm weirdly passionate about. But it's like the water bottle flow. So like, dude, so you can sip out of the straw part, but you can also take a sip out of the spout. And I just have to say the flow is perfect. It's not too much. It's not like too little. Minimal, like the moving parts are the external part of the bottle, right? So like you can take out the silicone, and then like that's it. And then that's what you have to clean. You have to clean the inside of the lid. You have to clean the straw, sure. But like, besides what, like a straw cleaner, just go in and out, clean with a pipe cleaner or something. It's a perfect amount of water. It's every sip, and it's just one of those things I'm pretty passionate about. So they're not cheap, but when I wanted my own after that. So this replaced the Hydro Flask I had for so many years, and it's the default lid too. So good. And like if I'm in a car, right? I have this, and then I can just open it one hand. Boom. Right? And then drink it. And it's like, I guess so, most bottles are like that, but that's like another a positive for me. Like that, the Hydro Flask I have with the twist lid. You have to twist it. You can't do that so easily with one hand. It's safer. Do it with one hand. So, but Alaska. You know what? I'll talk about Alaska. It's being streamed to YouTube, so YouTube will record it. I'll talk about my Alaska experience. So this Alaska experience, it's a special experience because like people go to this chartering experience with the hope of like kind of taking time away from their daily life, go on the ocean, learn what the ocean has to teach. It's like pretty internal, you can say spiritual, it's just like, yeah, you can take meaning out of it if you really try. And I, being the way that I am, was like really wanting to make it a very deep experience. And what ended up happening was I felt enormous pressure to kind of come up with this like statement of my purpose and of my, I don't know, like the intentions that I had coming to Alaska and doing the program, right? So we call it Ocean Challenge. That's the name of the project that I attended. And then at this point in time, my dad had just passed away. I was still grieving. I had just ended a relationship, mainly because I felt like it wasn't working, and then like kind of everything crumbled down when my dad passed away. And she was an amazing girl, but it was not something that, you know, I saw working out. And if you know, it was just a matching process. So it wasn't like it wasn't too committed. It was more like we were just getting to know each other to see if we were in the process, compatible with each other. But regardless, like ending of relationship, never easy. I'd say it shouldn't be easy, especially if you care somewhat. But yeah, and then my dad passed away, so I was really grieving that. So at that point in time, I was just working to work. I was just waking up to wake up. Making sure I'm not a burden to anybody. So I was living with my sister at the time, and it was I was floating, and I like all the principles that I kind of accumulated and wanted to live by. I just kind of threw them out the window. Like I didn't care about that anymore. So like, for example, it was like just, I didn't want porn in my life. I didn't think porn helped me do anything positive with my time. And like at that time, I was just like consuming it, just, yeah, because it, it helped me run away. So yeah, that was like the point I was at in my life. Then I went to Alaska, and it started off really hard because I was trying to get this grand purpose and like these really clear intentions and how I would, like make this kind of the best experience of my life, at that point, right? And it was really a lot of pressure I put on myself. So like this kind of internal aspect of fishing is like, when you, at least in this program, right? They taught us like when you invest yourself, when you really put the effort in, like you can catch a big fish. But at the same time, like there's only so much you can do to catch a big fish. So like, yeah, we can spend more time on the water. We can get our fishing rods ready and our lines in the water as fast as we can. We can choose the prettiest or most shiny lure. And like that's about as much control as you have for like what kind of fish you'll catch. And then the captain of the boat will decide where to lay anchor and where to hang out. So yeah, like that's about the extent you have to control. Meaning there's a lot of letting go you have to do while fishing. You want to catch a really amazing, big fish, an exciting catch where like it's fighting a lot, but you like end up bringing it on the boat anyways, and it's just super exciting and everyone's cheering you on. And that happens, but like, yeah, that was like kind of what I was looking for. I believe in God, and I felt like out of this experience, I was inevitably kind of hoping that God would show me that it's okay by symbolically letting me catch a big fish. So like through that physical experience, I would like take it as a symbol. Like, wow, God is gonna, is with me. It's okay. My dad is with me. Spiritually, my dad's with me, and everything's gonna be okay, kind of thing. Like that's what I was really subconsciously hoping for. And I don't think I wanted to admit it. But yeah, I think looking back on it now, that's definitely what I was looking for. Looking back on it now, I was like, that was a big realization I had. So yeah, let's call that the big fish experience is what I wanted and what I thought I needed to experience healing. Now, yeah, this whole trip was just absolutely amazing. So yeah, we were in Kodiak, Alaska. It's beautiful. Summers are just absolutely beautiful there. Sunsets at 11. Peak summer, it sets at 12, and then actually it doesn't set. Peak summer, I think it sets for like a few minutes. And then so like when I was there, it set for like around 30 minutes to an hour, and then the sun rose again. But yeah, it was beautiful. We got to experience like the most beautiful like ocean views, being in the middle of the ocean, like no land in sight, and the ocean is blue as the sky, and it's blue, and it's like we also got to go hiking a lot, and I really enjoyed hiking. I'm like an outdoors kind of guy, so yeah, I really enjoyed the hiking, and the people that I was with were just like the chillest and like, yeah, really like similar people, like similar to like, wanting to make this a meaningful experience. Yeah, and it was really good. Like it was such an amazing and fun experience. And then the days came where we started doing a competition. So it's integrated into the program, but there's a competition that we do where like each team has like a category of fish, or there's categories of fish, and the team who catches the most and like there's categories of fish. If you catch the biggest one, you get a certain amount of points depending on what fish it is. So if it's like the most common fish, but it's like a big one, like you'll get 1 point. Your team will get 1 point for getting this really common but the biggest one. And then there's like the rare ones, which are like if you get the biggest one on this fish, then you'll get 5 points for your team, kind of thing. So like the more rare ones were worth more, but to get the points you need to catch the biggest one. Now that's just, yeah, it's a pretty solid way how the competition works. And I was like, my mindset around that time was this is my chance. This is my chance to give everything I got. And at this point, I kind of recognized like there's only so much I can do to be in control of catching the biggest fish. But what I ended up wanting to do was just like doing everything of that in my power to catch the biggest fish. And kind of really leaning into the idea and the belief that like if when this happens, I'm going to believe in God, believe in that God is still with me, that my dad is with me, right? So yeah, throughout this competition, I was trying really hard, and we'd get up really early. We'd get up, get breakfast ready, pack our breakfast, pack our lunches, and then go to the boats. And yeah, I would like give everything I could and be exhausted at the end of the day, like ready for the next. And I remember I felt really desperate to catch this fish. Like I really need to catch this fish. If I don't catch this fish, like I don't know what I'm gonna do. Like I really don't know what I'm gonna do. And yeah, the boat that I was on was like one of the bigger boats that our program had access to. So like there was multiple teams on this boat, and what ended up happening was like actually a lot of people not on my team, and some of my teammates actually caught the biggest fish, except me. I just kept catching like the most common fish, and the small and like really small ones I just had to like let go. It's not worth it, or because we were at our limit already. Just like with fishing, you have like limits. Like with a fishing license that you have a limit of how much you can catch. And so like, because if we're at our limit, we can't keep them. We have to let them go. And so it's just like super annoying and frustrating and scary. I remember being so desperate. Like when the competition was wrapping up, I just started like come on, like I don't know what there's nothing you can do. Just put your line in the water and like shake it and make it try to make it more attractive to to the fish you're trying to catch. Let the lure torque right, and make it shiny for the fish to to show like to show the bait is ready. And I just I couldn't catch anything. And by the time, so the captains of our boats like were communicating with each other on radio, and synchronized the end of the competition and like the time to start heading back to the harbor. And what ended up happening was I didn't catch anything significant for my team or for myself, and it was just really frustrating. I remember sitting on the front of the boat, the bow. Anyway, and like just like looking at the ocean. It was a beautiful day. Looking at the ocean and just like thinking, like, what did I do to mess up? You know, where did I not give enough? You know, that was kind of like the mindset that I was in, and I cried. I was really frustrated. I really felt like I failed, in some way. Now, even though, like, in the end, right, I can't control the fish. I can't control, like, you know, beyond what I can do, like, that's all I can do. And it's really up to the fish, you know. I can stand in certain places on the boat. I can jig faster or jig slower, or, like, at a certain depth, sure. But, like, at that point, like, there's nothing more I can do to catch a king salmon or, I don't know, king salmon was the gold prize, so I wanted to catch a king salmon. Yeah, I felt really, really, really bummed out about that experience. And so, like, after maybe like 10 minutes of just kind of being a Debbie Downer, I think I was like in my head a lot, and I was just thinking, and I was kind of recognizing and taking a second to feel gratitude for the entire experience in being Alaska. Like all the amazing hikes that I went on, and all of the beautiful views, and the teammates being like awesome and super fun, experiencing really what, you know, felt like heaven on earth in some way, where, you know, everyone's getting along together and like able to share vulnerably with each other, like, you know, the challenges that they're going through in their life, or you know, what they're kind of looking for, just like real connection, right? And yeah, I was sitting on this boat, I was thinking about those experiences, and it just kind of hit me. And it hit me that, like, gosh, I was so obsessed with this one like big fish experience, and kind of like dominated by the fact that, like, I need this big fish experience in order to have a good time. I need this thing to happen to me to have a good time. And then, like, I was thinking about that phrase, and I recognized, like, that's not gonna bring me happiness. Like, that's not gonna really let me, like, you know, like, bring something home with me, right? If I just caught a big fish, I'm like, yeah, like, that'd be it. And what I recognized in that moment is, like, how do I phrase this? If I got that big fish experience, right, where I caught the big fish and I fulfilled my desire for that, and like my wish, and like the meaning that I had behind catching the big fish experience, right? It would be so conditional, right? If this thing happened to me, then I'll be happy. It's a very conditional outside source of, you know, like happiness that, like, that doesn't come within, so it doesn't last very long. And then, yeah, I was looking back on the experience, my entire time in Alaska, and what I found was, like, it was just so awesome. And then I realized, like, the best parts of it wasn't necessarily catching a big fish, but like there's little moments here and there that made it a good experience. So yeah, essentially the conclusion that I came to was, I don't need that big fish experience. What I needed was to recognize Sorry, I'm getting distracted. I'm getting like messages. Yeah, I needed to recognize like the love that was like there being given to me was everywhere. All the time. Like the love wasn't going to be in that big fish experience. The love was with me, you know, like being experienced the entire time. Like there's beauty in every little thing. And it took a lot to recognize that, but like looking back, it's like, wow, I felt so loved during this whole time in Alaska, you know? And yeah, I couldn't catch the big fish, but like fishing was fun. It was exciting. Fishing in Alaska, you're guaranteed to catch something. Even if it's like the same type of fish that you hit your limit so quickly on. It's pretty fun. And the second thing like I recognized was, you know, if I got that big fish experience, you know, like the love that like I'd be conditioned to believe in, it would be so conditional that like if I give my best, then I'll be loved, then I know I'm okay. And yeah, like giving your best is good, but it's not like that shouldn't be the reason why to be loved shouldn't be the reason why you do your best. You know, it's kind of how I digested that experience. So yeah, all right, thanks. That's it. That's all I have to say. That's it. I'm done. Thanks for listening. It says I have one viewer. Are you still here? All right, goodbye. The stream's over. Stream's done. It says it's a short stream. It's a short one. That's it. We're done. No more. I'm out of water. Yep, we're now we're done for sure. We're out. I'm out of water. Nothing left. See? Nothing here. That's it. That's hey. What are you doing? I'm gonna cut it off now. Any second. Any second now. That's the stream's done. Stream's over unless someone comments right now. If someone comments right now, maybe I'll stay another minute or something. I don't know. And then like subathons do. Maybe I should. I'm not big enough. I'm just starting. Let's just get used to this. But yeah, if you comment, maybe I'll stay for another minute. How are you doing? What is your time zone? All right, goodbye.